Hello everyone, welcome back to Electrified Outdoors. Today we're going to be reviewing the Shockflo G1 40 amp portable EV charger. We're going to try it out in two different scenarios. The first is going to be on a TT30, that's a campsite 30 amp plug, that's 120 volt. Then we're going to try it on a 1450 that's going to allow the charger to put out the full 40 amps. Okay everyone, so this is what's in the box. We have, of course, our user manual, and then we have this wall mount. So this charger can be used when you're traveling, but the wall mount also allows you to bring it back home and stick it in here and use it at home as well. We have this nice carrying case. This is what everything comes in. So it's very easy to carry this when you're traveling. It has a really nice handle on it. And if we unzip it, we'll be able to see what's inside. And inside here we have the actual charger. And it feels very quality. So some of these units that you buy on like Amazon are very cheap and of questionable quality. This is not one of those units. This is very well made. I can tell just by the feeling. And we have this weatherproof cover that goes over the J1772 connector to prevent it from getting water inside the connector. This is very nice, very substantial. This is not just going to break. Also, if we look at the thickness of the cable, it's not overly thick, but it's not overly thin either. We have a protector that goes over the NEMA 1450 connector. We don't need to leave that on there, but I choose to leave it on there. It just prevents it from damaging anything else that's in the bag. And then we have the charger itself. So the charger is going to have a nice LCD screen. And then we have two buttons here, one to adjust the charging current, which I'm going to show you later on in this video when we test the unit out. And then we also have a delayed charging button here as well. This is a perfect charger for traveling. And the nice thing about this unit that I really like is that it's a 40 amp charger and not a 32 amp. There's a significant difference between 40 amps and 32 amps when you're charging on the road, especially if you're charging something like a Rivian with a larger battery. The other thing that's really nice about this unit that very few units I've seen offer is the ability to adjust the current. So if you're somewhere where you don't want to draw the full 40 amps, you can reduce that down and draw as low as 16 amps instead. And then when you're done, just zip your travel case up and take it with you or pack it in your vehicle. Okay everyone, so here we have the Shockflo EV charger. Now this particular site has only a TT30 plug, so we're going to use this adapter to convert it to 50 amp. Now this is the prime reason why you would want to use something like a Shockflo charger, because this can adjust. Now when we're plugging into a TT30, we can't pull any more than 24 amps. So we're going to need to adjust this to only pull 24 amps. We're going to use this adapter and we're going to see how it works. Alright, so here we have our cord. We're going to plug in the Shockflo charger. Now hopefully this works with our adapter. Okay, so we popped out the connector. Now we've got it in properly. So now we're going to adjust the current because we know we can't pull any more than 24 amps out of this connection. So I'm going to hit this button and you can see I have 16 amps, 20 amps, 24 amps, 32 amps, and 40 amps, which is the maximum output for this charger. It also shows me on here the temperature, the voltage, how many amps are being drawn, and for how long it's been charging. We'll see that in a minute. But for this session, we're going to set this to 24 amps. We can also set a delay on here as well. And you can see when we press the delay, over here it says 3 hours, and I can go 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, and then I can turn it off. I'm going to leave that off for now. So next we're going to try to plug it into the vehicle and see if we can get a charging session going. All right, so now we're going to open the charge port on the Rivian and see if we can get a charging session going. Take the cover off of here. And we can see that we've started charging. We have a green light, blinking on and off. Okay, everyone, so we can see here that we are charging. And at a campsite, it does drop the voltage a little bit, so you might have to be more cognizant of what you're setting the charging limit to. Maybe 24 amps is too much, but I've got it set down to 16 amps, and we'll go back and look at the charger and see what our voltage is. And here we can see that we're getting about 13 amps, 12 amps, 13 amps, and we have 110 volt. So it does look like it's working well. So here we are plugged into a proper 50 amp plug, and you can see that we're getting some pretty good speed, 8.4 kilowatt. It's set at 40 amps, and we are plugged into a NEMA 1450 outlet. It shows us the temperature, the voltage, and the charging session time, in addition to our selected amperage, as well as the current charging speed, and it even shows us the kilowatt hours delivered. And here we are inside the vehicle, and we can see that we're getting 8 kilowatt, and we have about an hour and 40 minutes to get from 61% to our set charge limit of 70%. And this is on a Rivian R1T, so we have a fairly large battery. But 8 kilowatt is a pretty decent charging speed out of this portable charger. Okay, everyone, so that's the Shockflo charger. One thing I did notice with the charger is when I set the charger to, let's say, 16 amps or 24 amps, inside of the Rivian, the truck recognized it as 2 amps higher. So even at the highest setting of 40 amps, the truck actually showed 42 amps as the amperage limit. So I guess that's what the charger was telling the vehicle it could provide. But 40 amps is a great charging speed. This is an excellent charger. It worked when I connected it with the TT30 adapter. It also worked excellent on the NEMA 1450 plug that I tested it on. The fact that you can adjust the amperage and you can set a delay so that you can take advantage of time of use charging, I think is great. There are not many, if any, other chargers out there right now that are offering this functionality. If you want to pick one up, check the link in the video description and you'll get 10% off the Shockflo charger. Do you have a Shockflo charger? Are you thinking about getting one? Let us know down in the comments section what you think or if you have any questions. As always, folks, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when we add new content, and thank you very much for watching.